Gentlemen, I'm just going to be real with you. This tank is so not worth it. Okay, I don't know what other reviewers are going to say. They might try to sell it to you by saying, oh my god, it's a tank with speed mode and turret armor like the CS. No, it's not like the CS. I'll prove it to you with the KPZ as a comparison and the DZT. But basically, yes, this tank has a speed mode and turret armor. The I don't think I can say this word. I'm just going to call it the Rix. Okay, how's that? The Rix is in the middle of the pack when it comes to alpha damage. Fine. But the aim time is not so good, the accuracy is not so good, and the gun dispersion factors are also pretty crap. Kind of the same as the DZT, but falls way behind the KPZ, right? 8 degrees, 8 degrees, 7 degrees of gun depression, they all have more or less the same gun depression. But here's the kicker. Okay, but chems, it has a speed mode. Okay, outside of the speed mode, it goes 40. What happens if I activate the speed mode? It's a CS63, right? No, it only goes 60. The CS goes, I think, 70. You have the same top speed as the KPZ, except the KPZ doesn't have to switch between any modes to achieve it. True, it does have more power to weight, but okay, fine. The KPZ can still reach its top speed pretty easily. It's not that huge of an advantage. And DZT just blows these tanks out of the water, because of course with rocket tanks, if you use a turbocharger, well, the top speed increases 50% more with the rockets. So instead of the Bond Turbo adding 6 kilometers per hour, when it comes to rockets, it actually adds 9. I don't know about you, but I very much would prefer this top speed over this top speed. Even though it's a short duration and you do run out of charges, I don't need to go 60 all the time, right? Let's be honest here, I don't need to go 60 all the time. But when I want to go fast, I go very fast in the DZT. The Rix doesn't feel as fast as the CS63 in the speed mode. It's not even close. Okay, but what about the armor? You said this thing has turret armor. Yeah, it does, but so do these other two tanks, and these other two tanks have better hull armor and better turret armor. In fact, let me prove it to you. Let's look at this thing's armor. The hull armor, none, okay? It's terrible. And look at the size of this thing. Nobody's ever gonna miss this tank, and you cannot side scrape because Wargaming loves putting this little corner plate on every single new tank that they add. And I mean every single new tank that they add. Honestly, if you're bored, check it out for yourself. Wargaming does not want any tanks to be able to side scrape. I don't know why, but... Okay, the turret, oh, look how strong it is. Okay, we load gold and now it's a 50% chance, but this gold is only 297. So tanks like that have 320, 340, 350 heat, they're just going to go right through you. So it's not like you could just sit hull down and be impenetrable. Okay, what about the other tank, the KPZ and the DZT? Okay, how about those? The Compouncer is sort of the same situation where the turret is strong until somebody loads gold, but look at the hull. The hull can actually bounce even gold rounds, and standard rounds definitely will bounce. And it's a smaller profile. This thing is actually quite compact. Bonus, this side is angled here, so you do actually ricochet a lot in the KPZ. On top of that, you don't really got any big weak spots on top of your head. Okay, what about the DZT? Yeah, pretty much the same situation. The hull is weaker than the KPZ, but not as weak as the Rix. But yeah, that's a strong turret, and even with gold, the Rix was a 50% chance to pen, this is a 30% chance to pen, and this is more penetration, 310. And your weak spots are smaller. So, what the hell is the appeal of this tank? If you're seriously thinking of gambling for this, which is like $1,000 by the way, or maybe even $1,500, why? The KPZ is free, because it costs bonds, and bonds are free to earn. Albeit it's not a premium tank, but if you want a premium tank, okay, the DZT is basically the same thing, if not even a little bit better when it comes to its mobility. Health is in the middle of the pack, but oh, what the hell is this camo? What? 7? That's heavy tank camo. Of course, the camo drops when you're in the speed mode, but the speed mode is when you're traversing the map. You probably don't want to get spotted traversing the map. Outside of the speed mode, it's 11. It's still terrible. Look at the KPZ, it's 16. So the KPZ has better armor and is harder to spot, so it's just better in terms of survivability. So what does this tank have going for it? I'll tell you what it has going for it. Bait. You're being baited into thinking this is a tank worth gambling for. The headlines say, oh my god, it's a medium with a speed mode, like the CS. They always draw comparisons to the CS. And, unlike the CS, it has turret armor. Woohoo! Yeah, not really, dude. Hold your horses. The only thing this tank does actually quite impressive and quite entertaining is the fact that although its power to weight is good, it's not quite as fast as a CS, but it still gets to its top speed, right? It's still fast. It weighs 60 tons. 60 tons. Yes, this tank is very good for ramming. It got to the point where I was playing this tank, I was like, I don't really feel like going to a hull down and being a dickhead. This is boring gameplay. I'm just going to ram people. And I've had at least more than 2 games where I've rammed at least 2 people in the match. Like, I'll just YOLO somebody, ram them, back up, and then ram the guy next to him. Anyway, you don't have to believe me, like my own personal opinion. Oh, Chems is just hating wargaming. Look at the green. Right? There's a lot more green on this side than the other side. The only part where it's not so green is the mobility. But quite honestly, the mobility doesn't make up for all the other bad aspects of this tank. Like 60 kilometers per hour is just not that crazy, considering other tanks can go 60 and the DZT can go 78. In fact, actually, if you put engineering, I'm pretty sure this tank will go 80. So how about that for a speed mode medium tank? And a really nice thing about rockets is that when you press the button for the rockets, they just activate instantly. Whereas this tank, with the speed mode, you have to stop and wait 2 seconds before it activates. So if you find yourself in a tricky situation, you have to stop and then just sit there. The DZT just, oh no, I'm in trouble, whoosh, gets out of there quickly. Anyway, I think that's enough yapping. Now I'm going to show you some replays. Dude, straight up, I was tweaking out there for a moment because on the loading screen, you see that Batchat 12T? It said, let there be I shit you not. It was NIG ... And I was like, what? Okay. But yes, I'm playing the Vercingétorix. The Rix. I'll just call it the Rix. Okay. We're in the speed mode. It starts you off in the speed mode by default. And I'm using vert stabs instead of hardening because holy cow, man, look at the size of this reticule. Yeah, okay, we're in the speed mode, but you'll see later. And oh, look, the tank I compared it to right next to me. Yeah. Look at the size of this thing. It's huge. And yes, I am going faster than him, but like, not that much faster. We're both at 60 now. Don't be fooled by the speed mode. This is not a CS63. But anyway, I'm going to use the speed and mobility to get to over here first because this is already safe. And this is how I decide. Whoa, you see that? Nice zooming in there, replay. Anyway, this is like a hull down, but it doesn't really work because this tank is... Whoa. Alright, this game's tweaking. It doesn't really work because your hull is so long, it sticks out so far that they can still see it. So here I'm trying to side scrape because I think maybe this cinder block thing here will block my corner plate right there. And, okay, thanks DLC. Hope it was worth it. Anyway, big juicy Oni just broadsides. Okay. Now I'm gonna side scrape. He's aiming at my cupola. Oh, okay, good. So, yeah, I guess this tank, it's not terrible, but I don't see why you would want to, again, gamble like $1,500 for a tank that you could either get for free from the Bond store. I believe it's the Bond store. I'm not actually sure how you get that vehicle. It's been a while. Give me a break. Or if you just have to have it as a premium, well, the DZT is a tank you can buy and make credits with. Pretty much exactly what this tank does, but better. There we go. Killed the Oni. And, well, taking a medium to a heavy spot means you do get to farm heavies, but you also can't bounce anything. So I'm waiting for this Yag Tiger to do all the heavy lifting for me. Yes, very intense and interesting gameplay, I know. But I figured this corner isn't really that good to poke anyway because you can get shot from like a 3-way crossfire. So you know what, fine, let's go this way. Maybe we can get some better shots on people because the only thing that's not spotted is a Gawika or a Galvika or whatever. And I'm also top tier, so I'm not scared of that corner part of the map there where TDs usually snipe because I don't think anybody's there. So I'm just gonna do this. Come here. Okay, this guy fired. Let's put a shot into him. I might be able to put a second shot, but it took me a minute to, like, approach him. So he'll probably reload. Okay, he doesn't matter. Progetto 66. Let's drive forward. Let's put some shots into this guy. He's facing me. And, okay, of course, the smallest caliber gun takes out my ammo rack. Yeah, I should mention that this thing's ammo rack gets destroyed every 3 shots from a tier 7 light. Pretty much. It's the same with the MBT, I forgot to mention. Wargaming just balances tanks by giving them horrific module health. As you can see, I'm ammo racked again. Splendid. Yeah. Any more reason to not get this tank? I mean, it's a giant XP pinata with a mediocre gun and okay turret armor. It's not like, I'm not mad that this tank isn't overpowered, but I'm just wondering why anybody would pay so much money when you could just get the KPZ. Anyway, I don't know how else to break it down to you. If you feel like you must play this tank, I don't know, man, you must be a psycho. So, we're just chugging along, doing a lot of damage here, and by a lot I mean average damage, but I don't really know what else to say, man. I don't really have crazy games in this tank because it's just so mid. Yeah. I'm surprised that shot didn't blow up my ammo rack, considering it's a small caliber gun. And yeah, this is a conspiracy I have, by the way. Why is it always seems like the smallest caliber gun that does the smallest damage always doing the high crits? You could say, well, chems is because they shoot you more often, because they have faster rate of fire, which gives them a higher chance to do module damage. Hold that thought. What is this guy doing? You were... okay, well, he can't even... 12 degrees of gun depression, and he still can't bear his gun down on me. Oh, no gun depression over the rear. He ricocheted anyway. Somehow. But, like, you had a hull down position above me, and you decided to pull that little stunt? Alrighty, then. Anyway, what was I saying? I shot that guy because he's leaving. The gonk isn't going anywhere. Or the Govika. So, that's just damage maximization showing right there. And I entered the speed mode because I'm thinking, wait a minute, a UDES weighs like, what, 30 tons? 25 tons? And, oh, well, look at this nerd. Look at him. Look at him, the little side scraping. I'm gonna get ya. I'm side scraping. Okay, dude. You know, if you just poked the other side, you could shoot tanks that aren't hull down. But no, you're just trying to... you're just trying to show me. You're trying to show me who's the boss, huh? And, oh, how's it working out for you? Chems, what's your point? My point is that I'm very bitter, and I just want all damage handed to me. There we go. 5k damage. Guess that was good. And 5 kills. Not too bad. But, was this replay really that entertaining? Was it really worth spending $1,500 to get this? I don't think so. To be clear, I didn't spend any money on loot boxes. Well, Chems, how do you have this tank? Don't worry about it. But I'm being serious. I didn't buy any loot boxes. Why would I? I don't like these tanks. Anyway, on to the next replay, I guess. Alright, hopefully this replay will be more entertaining. It should be because of the title of the replay that I named it. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but... So we're on this map, Empire's Border. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't actually mind this map this much. I don't know. It's, like, this position up here and that position down there, I don't feel like are super corridory, if that makes sense. It's not like always a obnoxious hull down fight, cupola sniping type of situation. It's just kind of annoying that this is the main part of the map you have to win. Like, this is the important part. And this side has a huge advantage getting to it. And this entire other section of the map is completely useless. But other than that, I mean, we're going to use this tank's mobility to get up here first. And hopefully get some early shots on people. Now, this tank does not have 10 degrees of gun depression, so it might be a bit harder to actually aim my gun down. And, okay, that Progetto shot me and I can't even see him because this tank is so fucking big. Alright, let's do that. There we go. Yeah. In case you haven't realized, guys, don't ever come here if you're from the other side of the map. Because you'll end up like this Progetto, and you'll end up to, well, you'll soon to be end up... Holy shit. I think I need another white monster. One sec. You're gonna end up like these tanks over here. Now, you can see me struggling with the gun depression because it's 8 degrees and not 10. So, there's that. I'm not saying it should be 10. I'm just pointing out to you that this tank is, again, pretty mid and definitely not worth gambling for. So, okay, Chems, are you gonna find a fucking angle already or what? No? Okay, you found the angle and it bounced. Good job, buddy. And, oh, look. Oh, look, a paid actor. Oh boy, do we love our paid actors. I'm not even a CC and I get paid actors. Isn't that great? Yeah, I feel kind of bad, dude. Look, it's a stock KV4. Oh, man. Why does Wargaming subjugate people to this kind of gameplay? Look. Oh, and he's firing HE too. Yeah, there's your 36 damage. That's the only damage you're gonna do this match, I think. Oh. Yeah. Poor KV4. Wow, this tank can do really well when it has paid actors. Yes. Can I reload and get this guy? Yes, I can. Alrighty. So we've won the top side and the bottom side, of course, because, you know, the side I'm on does have an advantage. Although we're gonna lose the base. But quite frankly, I'm trying to, like, replay max. You know what that means? I'm trying to get replays of high damage and interesting as fast as possible to, you know, show you guys. And driving back to the base is gonna be kind of boring to watch. So, you know what? Let's just fight this right here. I'm gonna tell you guys something a little funny. Part of trying to replay max requires me to desert games. I do it quite a lot now, and honestly, it's so refreshing. Whenever you get, not necessarily a bad matchup, but you get like bullshit penned, or artillery hits you like 3 times. Basically, I just know I'm not gonna get a good replay out of this. I just desert and move on to the next tank. I'm just trying to get replays for you guys. I don't care. But anyway, we're approaching their base. Do I switch into the speed mode now? Ah, yes. Okay, so this is probably where the funny moments happen. Alright, I'm full HP, and I want a funny moment, okay? I want lots of funny moments, even outside of World of Tanks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna stop and go hull down and do the smart thing. I'm gonna do this. Ah, rammed him for 458 and I took 130. Not bad, not bad. And it didn't even break my tracks, so that's pretty good. A leopard just shot me. A leopard. Huh. A big, squishy medium. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, another squishy medium. Alrighty. I have enough health to take 2 shots from this guy, which means I can approach him without dying. And I think he sees it coming. Come here, buddy. Oh, yeah. 866 damage, and I only took 118 in return. That's crazy. Is he gonna come and finish me off? No? Dude, I think he's like dumbfounded by that ram. Oh, he wanted to get the snapshot off. Fair enough. But yeah, okay, fine. This tank has its moments for ramming, but so does the Char MLE and the E50M. So, I don't know. Anyway, on to the next replay. Alright, we're on Berlin, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like this map. And, Chems, do you like any maps? No, I don't really, but this tank is fast enough, and it does have the turret armor to get to the hull down quickly. And, you can see that I'm eyeing up that 277 because I don't want him to take my hull down. Am I gonna beat him to it? Am I, in a speed mode medium, gonna beat the fast heavy to the hull down location? Well, maybe, and, okay, and, well, I guess we're both gonna use it. Alright, fine. So, am I gonna hit this shot? No, I'm not gonna hit this shot, because the gun dispersion factors are horrendous. So, now begins the cupola sniping. The only small problem is that right there, the artillery, that just damaged my gun, so that's not gonna make cupola sniping very easy. Let's fix that. Alright. That one ricocheted, so it literally hit the micropixel on the side that was an auto ricochet angle. But yes, I am trying to play a hull down tank against other hull down tanks that can pen me through my turret front. But I can't pen them through their turret front. But what's the alternative? Do I go to the south? Well, I'm not really going to get much damage there. It looks like there's 2 guys there to farm. I want to farm the heavies, like this rhino here. Oh, great. Stunned and not fully aimed. He actually ricocheted off me. Where did he ricochet off? He ricocheted off the side of the turret. If he aimed more flush against the front, that would have probably penned. But, oh wow, look at this gameplay. Isn't it boring? this is what you can expect from this tank if you purchase it. Yeah. Should I just sit silently for the next minute in hopes of making you so bored that you click off this video and refrain from buying the loot boxes? Well, this XM is trying to side scrape. Really, bro? You're trying to side scrape. You're bottom tier, and you're trying to side scrape in that thing? Alright. So, will this rhino even poke? And, oh, I think there's an angle here. Yes, there is. I think when he turns his gun like that, there's a, like, angled part that is flat when it's angled like that. And yada yada yada, we penned a shot on him. Woohoo. This 277 has moved up. Now, I kind of want to move up, but I'm not so sure if it's safe. But I think I'm just going to do it anyway, because, well, this sort of ties into my watt replay maxing. But instead of deserting, I stop and think to myself, what's the worst thing that could happen? I die? Oh no, I guess I'm just gonna have to go play something else, like a KBZ or a DZT, and oh boy, a T57 heavy. I do not want to get clipped out by that guy. So I'm just gonna back way the fuck up and wait for him to empty his... Okay, thanks Artie. Now I'm a 2-shot for him. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, this thing is huge and not very well armored, so fucking Artie magnet. And of course, classic T57 heavy. Just random ricochets here and there. Fine, let me aim this one then. Okay, there. So this T57, he's a bit stuck, and he has decided he's going to YOLO the one-shot, which is actually the right thing to do because he's trying to get away from all the guns that are about to shoot at him, and the one-shot is the easiest tank to get past. But he didn't get past him. And I take a shot from the stirf. Okay, aim. And of course it's gonna miss again, because if you're not completely fully aimed, which takes a while, you're gonna miss. And, well, you can see the thinking here. I am kind of a one-shot if he high rolls, but he's a stirv. And I think, is this G-Sword drowning? He's drowning. Alright, please don't high roll me. Oh, perfect. Bonk. I'm not gonna lie, that was fairly entertaining. And I did get a bit lucky there that he ricocheted. And, well, to have fun in this tank, I guess you do need a little bit of luck, right? But yeah, 791. Not too bad. The one thing this tank can do is ram. That's basically what it's good at. You could try a trolling build where you go hardening, turbo, grousers, and fuel, and just forget about the gun. Just lie in wait and ambush someone and try to ram them. Maybe I will try that out, but I don't think I will, to be honest, because I don't really want to play this tank. Simple as that. So, you should definitely gamble for this. Yep, 100%. Oh, by the way, did you guys see that Reddit post of people complaining that I didn't partake in the boycott? Like, what the fuck, you idiots? I have no obligation to do anything you request of me. But even then, why would I want to boycott a tank review that I'm gonna say in the tank review, don't buy this tank? Like, doesn't that help your cause, telling people to not get it? It's just... robots do. And the argument is, oh, he's doing it for money. So me helping your cause is invalidated because I make some money off of it. Like, this is just the average communist moral virtue signaling where in order to be correct, you have to be moral. And in order to be moral, you have to be oppressed. Oppressed in that you don't make money. Fucking idiots. Shut up. Anyway, where the hell is this artillery? I mean, he could really be anywhere in that A1 corner. So much weird positions up there. The funny thing about Berlin is that it's a classic wargaming map in that all the cool, interesting hiding spots and angles and even undulations like this bridge, they're not where the actual fighting is. It's often the corner of the map where nobody will ever use it except Artie. Anyway, there we go. I loaded HE. One shot of that guy. So, 4,500 damage. So what is this tank? This tank is mid in every possible way, but it can use ramming to supplement its damage. Pretty much how it is. If you're thinking of getting this tank because a Quickie Baby review convinced you that it's amazing, consider spending your bonds on the KPZ. Or, I don't know if they're ever going to sell the DZT again, but if they do, I'd probably go for that because it'll be 1/10 the price, and the rockets are just, well, they're better, but they're also funner. So, it's kind of a no-brainer. Plus, the turret armor's better. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I only have 3 replays of this tank that are actually worth showing because I couldn't be fucked to play this thing anymore. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I'd be surprised if you did. And thank you for watching.